Just protect yourself at all time. He done something dirty. We're not here to cry and complain about what he did dirty or what I did dirty. I was victorious. If he wants a rematch, he can get a rematch.
Lamont Roach needs to file an appeal with New York and the WBA, because this was a WBA title fight. I don't know what's going to come of that. Who the hell knows with these things? It seems like there's no real rhyme or reason. But if there ever was a case, the knee hitting the canvas is so important.
I wouldn't say he got robbed. I'll say that in my opinion, I thought that he did better than what I expected. And I didn't put it like this. I didn't feel as though he did enough to take the title from the champion.
Did Gervonta Tank Davis get gifted a majority draw decision? Because in my honest opinion, had they scored the fight the way it was supposed to be scored, Gervonta Tank Davis really lost to a guy who was moving up from 130 to 135, a guy that nobody gave a chance of winning this fight, a guy that had no power. You feel what I'm saying? But he rocked Tank 4 times. 4 times. Gervonta Tank Davis was sloppy. His footwork was poor. He was lunging for it. He kept holding. He kept resorting to dirty tactics. He was hitting them with low blows and everything underneath the sun.
We have all of these Gervonta Tank Davis haters all of a sudden. I took some time back. I watched the fight more than 3 times, and every single time I watched it, I came up with the same result. Gervonta Tank Davis did just enough to keep his title, but he didn't go as extreme. Gervonta Tank Davis and Lamont Roach went the whole 12 rounds. Lamont Roach managed to pull off a draw and causing an upset at the Barclays Center March 1st, 2025 to be exact. Now you got everybody's coming out. Everybody's been going crazy, pulling their hair out, running to Twitter. What was really the cause or the root of the problem on why Gervonta Tank Davis didn't pull off the win? And it's simple, people. He wasn't focused. He showed too much respect. Like I said previously, he showed a lot of spurts and a lot of times where he could have turned it on and he turned it off. Professionalism is a big thing when it comes in the sport of boxing. Of course, you guys know we didn't see Leonard, Floyd, we seen Calvin, but it's kind of like Tank was doing everything by himself. Now, we're not going to get into why this happened and why that happened. If we got to look at it from a real boxing supporter standpoint, the only thing you can take it is with a grain of salt. Lamont Roach showed up to fight, ladies and gentlemen. He put on a great performance. He managed to get out of there without being knocked out. Tank Davis did just enough to pull off a draw. But like I said, I had Gervonta Tank Davis winning the fight overall. I just can't wrap my head around the controversy that's got this so big of a upset. It's not an upset. If you guys knew what y'all was watching, and it's not always about winning with you, you will understand that Tank was the reason that this happened. You know? Tank could have embarrassed him if he really wanted to. You know what I'm saying? Look at Tank's face. Look at Lamont Roach's face. Look at the punches that Tank was landing and putting out towards Lamont and the punches that Lamont was doing. Tank outlanded them 1 through 5. The better punches, more precise. Lamont didn't have no number for Tank that night. Real boxing fans knew that. See, the thing is about it, a lot of people are upset with the performance that Gervonta gave out instead of what they're used to. Everybody's used to Gervonta just knocking people out. And if you're not going to knock people out, nobody necessarily wants to tune in to the fight. Well, if that's the case, then I'm glad that this fight happened. Gervonta went to Twitter to let it be known that, look, he's pushing for the rematch. He also let it be known that he feels that Lamont Roach is just excited and happy that he survived all 12 rounds. See, Gervonta is giving hints that he basically controlled the fight. You know, he gave off the impression that Lamont Roach had some form. People who really got them hands knew what happened. Tank took it easy on him. Truthfully, Tank may have thought, well, I'll just get him in the later rounds. I'll win a close decision, and then the people will love me and love him, and he'll still have a name. But I just think it played against Tank. Him taking the whole knee and all that type of stuff. If he would have never did all that, they would have gave it to Tank, and they would have called it a close fight. We got to be serious about these things. A lot of these fighters are great, you know what I mean? But Until they step up to the plate and show why they deserve to be pound for pound and on that list, they will forever keep going through the things that they're going through versus what we already know. You know what I mean? So if you know, you know. And if you don't, you don't. In the sport of boxing, anything can happen. We're not here to come up with excuses. Lamont Roach showed up. He came in and did exactly what he was supposed to do. And Gervonta Tank Davis showed up and he gave the bare minimum. And we see where that gets you. Do he regret it? Maybe. But does it help the sport of boxing grow? Yes, it does. Of course, you guys know Ryan Garcia has a fight coming up with Rolly Romero. And Ryan Garcia, he's been upset with a lot of the things that's going on, too, because he remember the backlash he got when he went up against Devin Haney. You know what I mean? This fight right here was a fight that, if you never seen Gervonta Tank Davis actually fight, if this was your first fight of really witnessing him fight, I can honestly say, man, you did not get the best of Gervonta. We know what he can do. We know what Devin can do. We know what all these fighters can do. Sometimes you have a good night, sometimes you have a bad night, but everybody's not Hercules. So we got to understand these things. But I just had to, shine a little light on it because I thought it was kind of crazy with Gary Antoine Russell, actually giving his feedback. And we all know, Gary is kind of like one of the last persons to be trying to big up Gervonta Tank Davis. Not saying that they got history, but, previously and back in the day, that was supposed to be, one of the, topic of discussions. That was supposed to be one of the fights that was supposed to happen. So, with Gary, keeping it real and not just shitting on Gervonta Tank Davis' name like that, it lets me know, like, okay, I wasn't overthinking it. You know what I mean? Somebody else seen it too. And it just lets me know that, anything can happen in the sport of boxing, man. And I'm looking forward to, seeing a lot of these fighters, make something happen, and I'm looking to see what's next for these fighters. But most importantly, I'm looking to see what's next for the GTD banner. We don't see Floyd, man. We don't see Leonard, man. So hopefully we get a little bit more insight on what's really going on in the sport of boxing. And I'll keep on bringing you guys these videos. I have a lot of you guys in the comments. Y'all like to talk y'all stuff, but, just keep doing it. Keep leaving it down in the comment. Every comment is a good comment in my eyes. And DC Boxing TV, we are out until the next round.
You was this close to getting your ass whooped. You can't be doing that shit, Tank. You supposed to be our motherfucking savior. You can't do this shit. We only got two of y'all. You.
It was the hair grease. Huh? It was the hair grease. I don't care. He didn't beat me. He's not better than me.